And we are live. Welcome into the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast morning show for Monday, March 14th, 2022. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley of Burleyman Gaming on Twitch. Morning to you, Burley. And yeah, it's now daylight time. So, of course, the morning shows will be starting at 7:30 Eastern Daylight Time from now on. So, anyway, good morning to you, Burley. How are you?
Good evening. I'm good. How are you, man?
Doing good. Actually, today is my son's birthday. So he turned 19 today. So, yeah, just want to say happy birthday to my son. And yeah, he'll probably be maybe watching at some point, you know, when he's browsing through the YouTube videos, maybe. So, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm sure he's probably playing Apex or something like that. But anyway. Yeah, so happy birthday to my son. So, yeah, I hope he had a great day today. So, how about you? How was your weekend? And did you play anything this weekend?
My weekend was okay. Saturday, I was able to do a little gaming. I've been playing The Messenger off and on.
Oh, okay.
It's a Canadian developed game. It's done by the guy that are doing that Sea of Stars game.
Isn't that like a puzzle game that's really difficult?
Not puzzle, but it's like a throwback to your NES, Super Nintendo kind of style game. It is tough. Like but I'm nearing the end of the game. It is tough because like your combat is like kind of like Ninja Gaiden.
No,
but like it's not Ninja Gaiden difficult, but it is close to that kind of difficulty. You really have to get your timing and stuff, but unlike a certain other major game where you're more frustrated at like, oh, shit, I should have just jumped there instead of going for that extra attack.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I was trying to get some time available to start Guardians. Hopefully, I'll do that tonight or tomorrow. Didn't get a chance to do it this weekend, but. Yeah, I want to play Guardians of the Galaxy now because it's on Game Pass, so really looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to our extra take episode that we're going to be doing on Horizon Forbidden West, and you know, still want to play some more of the side quests and everything because I do want 100% that game. It's that good. It's the type of game I don't usually, you know, want to spend extra time after I finish the main story to 100% a game. Usually I don't do that unless it's a game that's really special to me personally, and Horizon Forbidden West is one of those games, so it's very, very good.
I agree.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, Burley, another Game Awards. Just when we thought that we were done with Game Awards, we got another one. South by Southwest 2022, their Game Awards were held, and the winners were announced this weekend. We're going to talk about those. Perfect Dark's game director has left. We're going to be talking about that. Also, Xbox Game Studio says that the Halo games are not going to be supported on the Steam Deck. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about that, and we're going to talk about an old PS3 game that turned 10 years old. So yeah, we're going to talk about that in this episode as well. So yeah, it's time to get to it. So South by Southwest had their Game Awards, and we're going to show you the winners right after Burley gets the coffee brewing here and gets the coffee cup going.
Coffee brewing.
All right, we'll be right back right after this. Okay, Burley. So South by Southwest, the 2022 Game Awards winners. So I'm going to go through the list, but I mean, obviously, as you can see here, this photo of Final Fantasy XIV, kind of surprising, I think, that it won a few awards here.
Yeah.
I was surprised in the sense that it's not a new game. It's been out for a while, right?
Yeah, but I think it's more meaning because, like, spoilers, it won the first award they show on here as Game of the Year, and
Right.
it's for Endwalker. I've heard good
Yeah.
things about Endwalker, but
Yeah.
like, this literally, like, Endwalker, if you remember when this came out, this killed the game. They couldn't sell because they couldn't sell. They stopped selling the game because they didn't have the capacity.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let me go ahead and I want to go ahead and show you the award winners. Okay, so let's scroll down here. So, video game of the year, of course, went to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. But the other games that were nominated, which I thought would have won, It Takes Two, of course, because it won at the Game Awards, and it's pretty much won every award this past year. Psychonauts 2 was also nominated, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. There you go, Burley. Again, Resident Evil Village and Lady Dimitrescu, I'm sure. But anyway, Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker from Square Enix. I'm surprised at that. I mean, I thought It Takes Two would have won that.
Yeah, I would have thought It Takes Two. It's nice to see Ratchet and Clank get nominated for Game of the Year.
Yeah, definitely. Next up, Indie Game of the Year, awarded to the independently developed game that exemplifies overall excellence and creates a distinct gaming experience across all platforms and games. And I think Burley and I can definitely agree on this one. Kena, Bridge of Spirits from Ember Lab. What do you think of that, Burley? Yep.
Oh, not surprising. I agree. That was such a good game.
Yeah, and look at all these nominated games there. Chicory, A Colorful Tale, Death's Door, Inscription, Loop Hero, Lost Worlds Beyond the Page, The Medium. That was a really good horror game, The Medium. Unpacking, Valheim, and The Wild at Heart.
Yeah, they had a lot for that category.
Yeah, I'm surprised how many they did have. Yeah. So let's scroll down here. So more stuff here. Tabletop Game of the Year. So awarded to the game that exemplifies overall excellence and ingenuity of any tabletop game in any genre. So the winner was Dune Imperium. So by Direwolf Digital. Yes. So the other nominated games were Cascadia, Oath, Chronicles of Empire and Exile, Roll Camera, the filmmaking board game, and That Time You Killed Me. And I have not heard, unfortunately, haven't heard of pretty much all of these games. I haven't heard of before. Have you, Burley?
No, but That Time You Killed Me interests me. Because just imagine it going to be, oh, what game you be playing? That Time You Killed Me?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I never killed you. No, that's the game name.
Yeah. VR Game of the Year, awarded to the VR game that exemplifies overall excellence in gameplay and design across any VR platform. So the winner was Resident Evil 4 VR. So other games that were nominated after the fall: Demeo, Lone Echo 2, and Song in the Smoke. And we were talking about this before we started recording. This last year was not a great year for VR games, I think, except obviously Half-Life Alyx was the big one, but
I'm surprised Alex wasn't nominated.
Yeah. But
see, you think that should have been no offense to Resident Evil 4. It is a great game.
Yeah.
But RE4 VR shouldn't be winning it. Where's Half-Life Alyx on this list?
Yeah.
Because everything I saw with VR on that thing almost had me buy a goddamn VR headset and the game, but it was like, no, just wait.
Yeah. Next up, Matthew Crump Cultural Innovation Award, awarded to the game that best challenges the, quote, norm, end quote, of everyday gaming and offers a culturally innovative view of a game world, character, or gameplay. So the winner was Unpacking by Witchbeam at Humble Games. Other games that were nominated, again, Chicory, A Colorful Tale, Before Your Eyes. Here you go, Burley. Life is Strange, True Colors. And Lost Worlds Beyond the Page. So, yeah. So, Deck 9 Games and Square Enix. Yeah, so yeah, Life is Strange: True Colors was at least nominated there. So
I'm glad to see it was. Turn-based Carl. Half-Life Alex came out 2020. Time flies. Okay, I thought it was 2021. Yeah. Thank you for that, Carl, our other co-host.
Yeah. So Turn-based Carl, of course, our other co-host on the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News podcast. So welcome on in, Carl. So next up is Excellence in Animation. So let me scroll back over here. So Excellence in Animation, Art and Visual Achievement awarded to the game with the most well-designed and stunning visuals, including animation effects and graphics. Winner was Forza Horizon 5 from Playground Games, Xbox Game Studios. Other games nominated: Deathloop, X01, Kena Bridge of Spirits, and The Wild at Heart. So we get a racing game, Burley. Visual achievement there. There you go. Forza Horizon 5, man.
This one, I'm not saying that it shouldn't win.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand why it would win, but there's some visuals with like in Deathloop and Kena that I feel stand out more. But I get it. It's because it's so trying to be so realistic with the cars and all that. That's why Forza won. And good on it. It is a great looking game.
Yeah. Okay. So next up, Excellent in Game Design awarded to the game with the best overall design concept, gameplay mechanics, and best execution. Winner was Inscription from Daniel Mullins Games and Devolver Digital. The nominated games: Deathloop, Loop Hero, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Returnal. So yeah, Inscription, Burley.
Did not play that one, but it listed a lot of great games. I will have to check out Inscription.
Yeah. Okay, next up, Excellence in Original Score. Awarded to the game that best exemplifies artistic excellence in its original musical score and how it progresses the narrative of the game. Another one for Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. And nominated games: The Artful Escape, Kena Bridge of Spirits, The Medium, and Witchwood. So yeah, Endwalker again. So yeah, I don't know. I really liked Kena's original score, but
this I don't know if they still have, but if they still have Uematsu working on the soundtrack, then yeah, it makes sense. Nobuo Uematsu, he did so many of the Final Fantasy soundtracks and all that. Like,
right,
he does amazing work. So if they have his music in Endwalker, I can see why it would win.
Yeah. Next up, Excellence in Multiplayer, awarded to the game with the best player-to-player interaction experience. So It Takes Two from Hazelight and Electronic Arts. So obviously, which was Game of the Year, of course, at the Game Awards. Nominated games: Back 4 Blood, Halo Infinite, Riders Republic, and Valheim. So yeah. So another one for It Takes Two. I'm not surprised. I'm I think, because this, was a multiplayer experience, kind of like a co-op. I'm not surprised it won this category.
Yeah, no, this makes so much sense that it won in this. Like, if it wouldn't have won, I would have kind of been like, what?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Good job on that.
Okay, next up, Excellence in Narrative, awarded to the game with the best storyline and dialogue. So Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker wins again. Yeah. I don't know. Other nominated games: Deathloop, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Lost in Random, and Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know. I thought I probably would have thought Guardians of the Galaxy. I still haven't played it yet, but from what you and Carl were telling me, probably Guardians of the Galaxy should have won over Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. What do you think?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I only know from what I've gotten people tell me, FF14, the story is apparently really, really good.
Okay.
And it is even though it's an MMO, it's a very single player kind of MMO with the story. And people say it is quite good.
Okay. Excellence in Audio Design, awarded to the game with the most outstanding and impactful sound effects. So Resident Evil Village, Burley gets it. Other nominated games: Forza Horizon 5, Hell Let Loose, Inscription, and 12 Minutes. That's interesting, yeah. So 12 Minutes was nominated for that. So
there were sound design, like, not to say that RE8 did bad in this, but there were other games that did better job for sound design.
Yeah.
I can't see giving this to RE8. I feel like they're just kind of gimme for them.
Yeah. And then finally, Excellence in Technical Achievement awarded to the game that pushed the capabilities of technology and programming furthest or most effectively. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Burley, so was the winner. Other nominated games: Before Your Eyes, Forza Horizon 5, Hell Let Loose, and Returnal. So yeah, it looks like Returnal and Forza Horizon were nominated a lot as well in categories. So
I'm glad to see Ratchet and Clank win something here.
Yeah.
And it does make sense. If you have played the game, they use that PS5 perfectly.
Yeah.
And they use the DualSense perfectly, which is what you want.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. South by Southwest. I mean, it's not the biggest game awards by any stretch of the means, but yeah, hey, I mean, it gets the coverage, and congrats to Final Fantasy 14, so in Walker. So yeah, and all the other games that won awards at that show. Yeah. Okay, so next up, Burley, we're going to talk about Perfect Dark. The Perfect Dark game director has left. So what does that mean for the next game? We don't know, but we're going to be talking about that right after Burley gets the remote control and flies the drone. Okay?
Drone's ready.
All right, we'll be back right after this. Okay, this is from Adam Banghurst over at IGN. So Perfect Dark game director Dan Neuberger seemingly leaves the initiative. Neuberger had been with the initiative for nearly 4 years. So Perfect Dark game director Dan Neuberger has seemingly left the initiative after working with the company for nearly 4 years. Neuberger had worked at Tomb Raider's Crystal Dynamics for over 12 years before his time with the initiative, the same studio that has teamed up with the initiative to help finish development on the reboot of Perfect Dark. This isn't the first high-level departure from the initiative, as the company's former design director, Drew Murray, announced that he was leaving the company in February 2021 and would be returning to his old studio, Insomniac Games. Perfect Dark was revealed at the Game Awards 2020 and is said to be a first-person shooter with an, quote, echo sci-fi, end quote, that is, quote, aiming to deliver a secret agent thriller set in a near-future world, end quote. So the initiative itself was announced at E3 2018 as Microsoft's first ever 4A studio that would be, quote, challenging themselves to do things and old things in new ways, end quote. Perfect Dark, a franchise that began on the N64 in 2000, currently has no release date. All right, Burley. So what do you think of this departure? And does this have, do you think, possibly anything to do with the development of this game, and how do you think this will affect the development of the remake of Perfect Dark, in a sense?
I think this is definitely going to affect development. If your game director leaves, like early on or midway through this project, it's not a good sign for it. Not necessarily like, oh my god, this game's going to be horrible. It's not a good sign.
But we don't know how far in development this is yet. I mean, this could still be in the really early stages. I mean, we just got, what was it back in 2020 when we got that first look?
We got a 20-second teaser.
A 20-second teaser, and it had nothing to do with gameplay or anything. It was just some, put together, trailer. So who knows how far in development this game is? So maybe they wanted to reshuffle, and this guy decided, okay, I want to do other things. So maybe they want to take Perfect Dark in a different direction than he wanted. I don't know if we'll ever know that.
I mean, yeah, it could be that. It could be just that he's like, you know what? This is not a project I feel like I really want to put my time and put my creativity into. This is not. I can't see this being something I want to work on. Let me just leave.
How excited are you for Perfect Dark? I mean, I sense that this game, whenever it does come out, it's going to be completely different from the Perfect Dark that we know of from, back during the Xbox 360 and those days. I think this is going to be a completely different game in a sense.
Didn't Perfect Dark start on the N64?
N64, yeah, but but then it eventually came to the 360.
Carl's comment there. The director realized he couldn't make an FPS interesting.
Who knows? Maybe.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to do stuff change. This is a game I'm not hugely hyped for, just because I've never actually played the Perfect Dark game, so I'll be completely honest. So I never have. I was interested into this just to the point of, okay, this is new. I have Game Pass, so I don't have to worry. I can just pick this up through Game Pass, play it, and if it's not to my liking, I can just delete it off my Xbox.
This was one of the two games I thought, besides Fable, that Xbox would really be pushing to show a lot of at E3 this year. Because now that they've got Halo out of the way, they can start showing off these other big titles. And I thought Perfect Dark would probably be one of those games, along with Fable, that we would probably see some gameplay of this year. But now with this game director leaving, it gives me a little bit of apprehension that we might actually see anything now until maybe next year or beyond. So I don't know. We shall see.
We shall see. I don't think we're really going to see too much on this game this year. I think this game's a while a ways out.
Oh yeah.
But hopefully it becomes a good project. That's all I can say. And hopefully this guy gets into a project that he more attuned, that he likes, because it says he's been with Insomniac, he's been with Crystal Dynamics, he's been to quite different studios and different games. So
we shall see. Okay, Burley, let's talk about the Steam Deck, and let's talk about some of the games that Xbox has decided not to put on the Steam Deck. Okay, we're gonna get to that right after this, so stay tuned. Okay, so this is from Kotaku Australia and Ruby Enos. So Xbox Game Studio says Halo games won't be supported on Steam Deck, Burley. So, sorry, man. You're not going to be able to play Halo on Steam Deck.
Oh, well, you are going to be able to, but I'll let you go through the article.
Okay, yeah. Well, you won't be able to cheat on it, that's for sure. The Steam Deck has had another set of games barred from being played on its platform, this time in the form of the Halo series. Since the Steam Deck's release at the end of February, we've seen all kinds of games get Steam Deck verified, Steam Deck playable, and Steam Deck Don't You Dare. Xbox Game Studios has now released their list of games available to play on the Steam Deck in a Steam News post. The list includes Psychonauts 2, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Battletoads, and Max, The Curse of Brotherhood as Steam Deck verified games. So nobody can make the joke of, is Battletoads available on the Steam Deck? Meanwhile, games like Sea of Thieves, Forza Horizon 5, Forza Horizon 4, Quantum Break, and State of Decay have been listed as Steam Deck playable, which means they're not perfect on the console, but they work well enough to be played on it. However, at the bottom of the list, we can see an unsupported due to anti-cheat section. This list consists of Gears 5, Halo, the Master Chief Collection, Halo Infinite, and Microsoft Flight Simulator 10.
Mm-hmm.
This seems to be the way of things with large competitive multiplayer games on the Steam Deck at the moment. Notably, Bungie revealed that Destiny 2 would not be playable on the Steam Deck due to their anti-cheat software not being compatible with the Steam Deck's Linux-based operating system. The same thing has also happened with Fortnite, as Epic CEO Tim Sweeney said in an interview with The Verge that they, quote, don't have confidence, end quote, that they'd be able to update the game to combat cheating on the Steam Deck. So on the other hand, it seems like the games might still be playable, like as you were just saying, Burley. With the power of GeForce Now, you should be able to stream the Halo games on the Steam Deck. So at least there's a silver lining there. So Burley, kind of break this down. So what does this mean for Halo fans?
Well, you can still play it on there. There's a multitude of ways. It's just instead of going to the Steam store and buying the Master Chief Collection or Halo Infinite, and why would you buy the games? Game Pass people.
Right. Obviously, yeah.
you instead of just having the native easy Steam thing, there's tons of ways to go around this. You can do open a browser and pull up Game Pass Cloud, because Halo is, some of those games are on there. That's what you can do. Or if you put in an SD card in the slot, you can boot Windows off that, and then just pull up Windows, do it that. If you want to play the games on there are ways around it. It's just a matter of how much time do you want to put into getting them to run.
Cool.
And I understand why these companies are like, well, we can't get our anti-cheat, because trying to do some of their anti-cheat software, because it runs by taking certain processes of Windows and holding them, whereas Linux, you don't have those processes, and Linux is a completely different whole architecture.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So next up, we're going to talk about a game from PlayStation from the PS3 era. It turned 10 years old yesterday. We're going to talk about that right after this. So stay tuned. Burley, Journey has turned 10 years old. 10 years. Good old Journey.
Wow. Oh, and we got something from Carl in the last story. Install Windows, although I haven't seen how it performs yet. I believe they recently released the necessary drivers. Yes, necessary drivers have come out for Windows on the Steam Deck.
All right. So anyway, this is from Push Square, Robert Ramsey. So yeah, Burley, you played Journey, right?
Yes, but not on the PS3, because they eventually ported it to the PS4.
Yeah.
I grabbed it free. I think PlayStation Plus gave it 1 month.
Yeah, it's an amazing game. But I mean, yeah, just think of playing this like on day one back in like 2012. I mean, it set the bar for like what came after that, and the indie revolution that came with the PS4. I mean, yeah, it was amazing. So 10 years ago, on March the 13th, 2012, a little game called Journey went a long way into changing our perception of smaller video games. At the time when it originally launched on PlayStation 3, Journey was met with a tidal wave of praise from both critics and players. It was and still is a uniquely fulfilling title. Only a couple of hours in length, but a brilliantly realized slice of interactive art. One of the things that set Journey apart was its anonymous online co-op. You could be paired up with anyone at any time, and you'd continue the journey together. Your only means of communication being the little chirps of your robed character. Simple but incredibly effective. Tied together by an astonishing orchestral soundtrack and some beautiful visuals, Journey was a landmark release, and it got even better with the PS4 remaster. That's what you played, right, Burley? The remaster of PS4, and I did as well, too, which floated onto the scene in 2015. Both versions of the game got an extremely rare 10 out of 10 review score, and if that doesn't warrant masterpiece status, we don't know what does. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, this was a beautiful game, and the soundtrack was amazing, and loved like running through the sand and getting to your destination ultimately. So yeah, good stuff. Yeah, and like I said, I mean, this basically spawned the indie just the massive wave of indies that started coming out, especially around the beginning of the PS4 era. And that's one of the reasons why the PS4 dominated that era, was the slew of indie games that they were pumping out. And kind of similar in a way to Journey, these like short, really beautiful experiences with excellent soundtracks and all.
Oh yeah, well this really put indies on the map. It was just like, this was one of those indies I knew a lot of people that had played. I just didn't play it on the PS3 because I just didn't have the money at the time,
right?
That I wanted to throw, like, because back then it was like, do I throw the money on this or do I buy this? I know I'm more like this. I know it's more catered to me. And then I eventually, when I did try this game, I was like, oh shit, I missed out. I need to play this game.
Yeah. And if any of you out there have not played this game, we highly recommend it. It's an amazing experience. Yeah, it's only like a few hours in length. I mean, you can get through it in probably 3 to 4 hours. It's beautiful. So
it is worth just shut your brain off. Seriously, just put yourself in the ambience of the game and the music.
Yes.
Just have fun.
Yes. All right. So, yeah, good stuff. Right. So, now, before we end the episode, just some announcements, of course. Episode 77 of the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast is now in audio and video version. Of course, the audio versions go up to free podcast services, and our audio version is on our YouTube channel, The Arena Productions. The link is below there, so you can go check that out. Myself, Burley, and Carl and I, we talk about like showcases and whether we really need them or not. We talk about a lot of things and much more in the episode. So please go and check that out. Yes. And of course, you can follow us on Twitter at The Arena AMPGMP, which stands for a Multi-Platform Gaming News Podcast, where you can chat with myself and Burley and Carl. And of course, Turn-Based Carl is kind of our de facto go-to Twitter aficionado, where if you want to talk to him about anything or everything related to video games, he loves to talk with everybody and chat. So on Twitter,
and if you really want to get his attention, use just use the words turn-based and triangle strategy, and you'll get his attention easily. Yes. And as he says, the triangle strategy episode.
Yes, that's right. The triangle strategy episode, especially at the end of the episode when, he was messing with me when I was trying to finish the episode. He was showing his triangle strategy box, his Switch boxes. Yeah, that was pretty good. But anyway, please follow us over on Twitter, and you can chat with us about gaming news and all. And of course, you can follow us on Twitch, of course, where we do the morning show here. So twitch.tv/thearena_podcast. You check us out there. And of course, our YouTube channel at The Arena Productions. So you can check us out there, where all of our content is put up. Of course, the podcasts, the post shows, our extra take episodes, after they hit Patreon in early access. Once they go public, they go to our YouTube channel. And of course, our link to our Patreon. Please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/thearena_podcast, where you can check out all of our content in early access and ad-free if you become a patron and support our content over there. So so check that out as well. So, and we also have a Discord called the Arena Podcast Discord. So the Arena Podcast, where Burley, Carl, and we can chat with all of the members in our Discord about anything and everything related to video games, entertainment, pop culture, whatnot. So a link below there for you to join our Discord if you have Discord. So you can check us out there. All right. Okay, Burley. So do we got another piece in the chat? Yeah, the triangle. Oh, okay, the triangle strategy episode.
Yeah, I was going to say, I already heard that.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's going to do it for the Monday edition of The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast morning show. So I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley of Burley Been Gaming on Twitch. We hope to catch you in the next ones, which will be tomorrow. And just one quick reminder, of course, like we said at the beginning of the episode, our morning shows now, because we have switched to daylight time. So it's starts now every weekday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So EDT, Eastern Daylight Time. So 7:30 a.m. now, we will be starting the morning show episode. So stay tuned for that, okay? So thank you very much. We hope you all have a great morning and a great rest of your day. So I've been your host, Expat, along with Burley of Burley Been Gaming on Twitch. So we hope to catch you tomorrow in the Tuesday edition of the morning show. And thank you so much, Turn-Based Carl, our other co-host on The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, for being in the chat today with us. So, and all of you that watch us a video on demand, thank you so much. We appreciate all of you. So thank you so much. Burley, it's time to finish up the episode. So take care, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. Burley, kill the feed.
Yeah.